There's a quiet strength that has always commanded respect throughout history, not the kind that shouts for attention, but the kind rooted in unwavering self-control, humility, and resilience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple yet profound idea lies at the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us how to live with dignity and inspire admiration without ever seeking it. Today, we're diving into 22 Stoic practices that can elevate your presence and help you earn the respect of those around you. These aren't grand gestures or empty words. They're small, intentional habits that reflect inner strength and wisdom. Whether you're navigating challenges at work, maintaining composure in difficult conversations, or simply striving to be a better version of yourself, these timeless principles will guide you. Let's explore how Stoic wisdom can transform not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. How often do we let emotions cloud our judgment, leading us to act in ways we later regret? Stoics understood that emotional reactions, while natural, can often steer us away from clarity and purpose. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is a cornerstone of Stoic practice, maintaining composure even in the face of chaos. Picture this: someone criticizes your work in a meeting. Your first instinct might be to defend yourself or lash out, but a Stoic would pause, breathe, and respond thoughtfully. By staying calm, you not only diffuse tension but also demonstrate a level of maturity and control that commands respect. Think about it. How might staying composed in moments of pressure change others' perception of you? It's not about suppressing emotions but channeling them in a way that aligns with your values and goals. Seneca once remarked, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." But kindness, as the Stoics saw it, often begins with silence. In a world where everyone seems to be talking often over each other, choosing to listen is a radical act of respect. Think about the last time you were in a heated debate. Maybe it was about politics, a work project, or even something as simple as planning a weekend activity. The instinct to jump in and defend your point of view can feel overwhelming. But what if instead you paused and truly listened? Active listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about understanding the person behind them. It signals humility and a willingness to learn, qualities that naturally draw respect. So ask yourself, when was the last time you listened without interrupting, without mentally preparing your next argument? Measured speech and attentive silence aren't signs of weakness. They're marks of wisdom and strength. They show you value others' perspectives, even if you don't agree with them. In a conversation, the person who speaks least often leaves the greatest impression. Actions, not words, are the true measure of character, a truth Marcus Aurelius lived by. As the Roman emperor who ruled one of the largest empires in history, he could have easily leaned on titles and speeches to assert his authority. Instead, he led by example, showing humility and integrity in every decision. Legend has it that after a military victory, Marcus refused a grand celebration, stating, "The true victory is in the discipline of the soul, not the pomp of the parade." This wasn't just modesty, it was a profound statement about what it means to lead. Stoics believe that the way you live your life speaks louder than anything you could ever say. When you embody your values, whether it's honesty, kindness, or resilience, you inspire others to do the same. Think about your own life. Are your actions aligned with the respect you seek? It's easy to talk about being virtuous, but the real challenge lies in living it out, even when no one's watching. When you lead by example, you don't just command respect, you earn it, one authentic action at a time. Criticism can sting, there's no denying that, but to a Stoic, it's not a personal attack, it's an opportunity. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's most influential teachers, urged his followers to see criticism as a form of feedback, not as a threat. He said, if someone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, don't make excuses about what is said, but answer, he was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone. This shift in perspective is transformative. Instead of reacting defensively, Stoics approach critique with curiosity and humility. Imagine you've just received negative feedback at work. Your initial reaction might be frustration or even embarrassment. But what if you paused and asked yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? This mindset doesn't just help you grow, it also demonstrates a level of maturity and self-awareness that others admire. Handling criticism gracefully isn't about agreeing with every critique, but about separating the useful from the unhelpful and responding with poise. Reflect for a moment. How do you usually react when someone points out a flaw? Could you approach it with the same calm, open-minded attitude that a Stoic would? By turning criticism into a tool for growth, you not only improve yourself but also earn the respect of those around you. Seneca once observed, the time you spend gossiping about others is time you could spend improving yourself. It's a sharp reminder of how easily we can fall into the trap of idle talk, focusing on others' lives instead of our own. For Stoics, gossip isn't just a waste of time, it's a distraction from what truly matters. Think about the last time you found yourself caught up in a conversation about someone else's mistakes or misfortunes. It might have felt entertaining in the moment, but did it leave you feeling better or more fulfilled? Probably not. Stoics believe in directing our energy toward meaningful exchanges, conversations that inspire growth, foster understanding, and build connections. Take, for example, a workplace scenario where a colleague is the subject of rumors. Instead of joining in, a Stoic would steer the discussion toward constructive topics, like how the team can support one another or tackle challenges together. This isn't about being overly serious, it's about choosing words that contribute rather than divide. So here's a question to ponder. What kinds of conversations uplift rather than tear down? By avoiding gossip, you not only protect your integrity but also create an environment where respect and trust can flourish. In a world full of noise, being someone who speaks with purpose sets you apart, and that's a trait that naturally commands admiration. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, once wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." At first glance, this might seem harsh, but it's a profound reminder of humility, a virtue the Stoics held in the highest regard. Humility isn't about downplaying your achievements or shrinking into the background. It's about recognizing that no matter how much you've accomplished, there's always more to learn and room to grow. Take Marcus himself as an example. Despite ruling the Roman Empire during its golden age, he never let power inflate his ego. He saw himself as a servant of his people, often reflecting on his responsibilities and flaws. His humility wasn't a weakness, it was a source of strength. This is a lesson we can all take to heart. In a world that often celebrates self-promotion, staying grounded can be a rare and powerful trait. Consider a modern-day equivalent, a CEO who credits their team for success rather than taking all the glory. That kind of humility doesn't diminish their influence, it amplifies it. It builds trust, fosters collaboration, and inspires loyalty. So ask yourself, how might practicing humility change the way others see you? When you approach life with a humble mindset, you create space for genuine connection and respect. And in a world that often values self-importance over self-awareness, humility becomes a quiet but undeniable force. Epictetus once said, "The only wealth you keep forever is the wealth you have given away." While this might seem unrelated to the present moment, it's actually a powerful reminder of how much we gain when we fully invest ourselves in the here and now. Stoicism teaches us that the present moment is the only reality we truly have. The past is gone and the future is uncertain. Focusing on the present isn't just about mindfulness, it's about cultivating gratitude, clarity, and connection. Imagine you're in the middle of a conversation with a friend, but your mind is wandering, planning your next task or scrolling through notifications in your head. You're physically there, but mentally you're miles away. A Stoic would see this as a missed opportunity to truly engage, to listen, and to connect. By being fully present, you show respect not just to the person you're with, but also to yourself. It's a way of saying, this moment matters, you matter. Consider this: how often are you fully present in your interactions? When you're distracted, you're not just dividing your attention, you're diluting the quality of your relationships. Being present isn't always easy, especially in a world full of distractions, but it's a practice that can transform how you engage with life. It's about turning every moment into an opportunity for deeper connection and greater clarity. In a world where shortcuts and compromises often seem tempting, Stoics stand firm on one principle: integrity above all. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most eloquent voices, emphasized that moral consistency is the foundation of a meaningful life. He wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." Integrity, for Stoics, isn't just about doing the right thing when it's easy. It's about staying true to your values even when it's hard. Imagine you're faced with a tough decision at work. Maybe you've discovered a financial error that could save your company money if left unnoticed, but it's unethical to stay silent. A Stoic would choose transparency, not because it's convenient, but because honesty aligns with their principles. This kind of integrity doesn't just build trust, it sets a standard for how others see and interact with you. It's not about seeking praise or avoiding blame. It's about living in a way that leaves no room for regret. So, take a moment to reflect: how does integrity shape your relationships? When you act with fairness and honesty, you don't just earn respect, you inspire others to follow the same path. In a society that often rewards quick wins, being someone who sticks to their moral compass is a rare and powerful trait. Integrity isn't just a choice, it's a legacy. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just poetic, it's a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Challenges, in the eyes of a Stoic, aren't something to fear or avoid. They're opportunities to grow, to test your limits, and to emerge stronger. Think of adversity as a forge. It's uncomfortable, even painful, but it's where resilience is shaped. Take the story of Epictetus, who was born into slavery and faced immense hardship throughout his life. Instead of letting his circumstances define him, he used them as a catalyst for transformation, eventually becoming one of Stoicism's most influential teachers. His life is a testament to the idea that setbacks aren't the end of the road, they're stepping stones. So how can you start viewing your own challenges this way? When you face a difficult situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? It's not about denying the difficulty, but reframing it as a chance to develop grit and wisdom. When you embrace adversity rather than resist it, you don't just survive, you thrive. And that kind of resilience doesn't just earn respect, it inspires it. Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This simple yet profound idea reminds us that success, like everything else in life, is fleeting. Stoicism teaches us to hold success lightly, to appreciate it without becoming attached to it. Think about the last time you achieved something significant. Maybe you landed a promotion, won an award, or received high praise. It's natural to feel a surge of pride, but a Stoic would pause and reflect. This moment is temporary. What truly matters is how I respond to it. Staying grounded in success isn't about downplaying your achievements, it's about maintaining perspective. For instance, imagine you're applauded for a project at work. Instead of basking in the spotlight, a Stoic might acknowledge the team's effort and immediately shift their focus to the next challenge. This humility doesn't diminish the accomplishment, it enhances it. It shows that you're not just chasing external validation, but driven by a deeper sense of purpose. So ask yourself, how do you respond to success? Do you let it define you, or do you use it as fuel to keep growing? When you approach success with gratitude and humility, you don't just earn respect, you inspire it. True strength lies in knowing that no matter how high you climb, the ground beneath you remains the same. One of the most powerful tools in the Stoic toolkit is the Dichotomy of Control, a simple yet transformative concept that divides life into two categories: what we can control and what we can't. Epictetus put it this way: some things are in our power while others are not. At its core, this idea is about focusing our energy where it matters most and letting go of what's beyond our influence. Picture this: you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. You can't control the cars ahead of you or the timing of the traffic lights, but you can control how you respond. Instead of letting frustration take over, you take a deep breath, call ahead to inform your team, and use the time to prepare your thoughts. This shift in focus doesn't just reduce stress, it empowers you to take charge of the situation in a meaningful way. Stoics believe that by directing our attention to what's within our control, our actions, attitudes, and choices, we reclaim our sense of agency. It's not about ignoring challenges, but about approaching them with clarity and purpose. So, here's a question to consider. What's one thing you can control today? Whether it's how you respond to criticism, the effort you put into a task, or even the way you treat yourself, recognizing and acting on what's within your power is a practice that builds resilience and respect. When you focus on what you can control, you stop wasting energy on the uncontrollable, and that's a skill that sets you apart. Generosity, in the eyes of a Stoic, isn't about grand gestures or expecting something in return. It's about the quiet, selfless act of giving. Seneca once wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This isn't just a call to action. It's a reminder that generosity is a reflection of our character, not a transaction. Think about the last time you offered help to someone without expecting acknowledgement or reward. Maybe it was holding the door for a stranger, offering a kind word to a colleague, or simply listening to a friend in need. These moments, though small, carry immense power. They remind us that true generosity isn't tied to recognition. It's rooted in the genuine desire to make someone's day a little better. Take the example of a commuter who notices someone struggling with heavy bags on a train. Without hesitation, they step in to assist, not for praise, but because it's the right thing to do. This kind of selflessness doesn't just impact the receiver, it shapes the giver, reinforcing values of empathy and connection. So, how can you practice generosity authentically? Start by looking for opportunities to give without conditions, whether it's your time, attention, or resources. When you give freely, you create ripples of kindness that extend far beyond the moment. And in a world that often emphasizes what we can gain, being someone who gives without expectation is a quiet but powerful way to command respect. Reliability isn't just a trait, it's a cornerstone of trust, something Marcus Aurelius deeply understood. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." For Stoics, keeping commitments isn't about convenience, it's about integrity. When you give your word, you're not just making a promise, you're building a foundation of trust that others can rely on. Imagine you've agreed to meet a friend for lunch or finish a project by a specific deadline. Life is unpredictable, and distractions can easily pull you away from your commitments. But a Stoic approach means prioritizing your word, even when it's inconvenient. This doesn't just show respect for others, it reinforces your own sense of discipline and self-respect. Think about it. How often do you follow through on what you say you'll do? Whether it's a small promise to call someone back or a larger commitment to deliver on a project, honoring your word is a powerful way to demonstrate your character. Reliability isn't about perfection, it's about effort and consistency. When you show up time and time again, people notice. They see you as someone they can count on, and that kind of trust is invaluable. In a world where excuses are common, being someone who keeps commitments is a quiet but profound way to earn respect. Epictetus once said, "Don't seek for everything to happen as you wish, but wish for everything to happen as it does." At first, this might sound counterintuitive. Why accept things as they are? But Stoics saw this as a path to inner peace. Complaining, they believed, doesn't change the situation. It only amplifies frustration. Instead of dwelling on what's wrong, Stoics focus on what they can do to make it better. Picture this: you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. The natural response might be to vent about the delay, honk the horn, or curse the timing. But a Stoic would pause and ask, what can I do right now? Maybe it's using the time to listen to a podcast, plan your day, or simply take a moment to breathe. This shift from complaint to action doesn't just reduce stress, it empowers you to take control of the moment. Think about your own life. What's one thing you tend to complain about that you could reframe? Is it a noisy neighbor, a demanding workload, or an unexpected setback? By focusing on solutions rather than frustrations, you don't just improve the situation, you also cultivate a mindset that others admire. Complaining might be easy, but finding ways to adapt and move forward is where real strength lies. And that's the kind of attitude that naturally commands respect. Seneca once wrote, "Whatever is good for you, there is no way that it can be taken away." This Stoic perspective on gratitude isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It's about shifting our focus to the abundance already present in our lives. Stoics believe that by appreciating what we have, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of wanting more. It's a practice that grounds us in the present and fosters contentment. Take a moment to think about your own life. What are you grateful for today? Maybe it's something as simple as a warm cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or the ability to take a walk in the fresh air. Practicing gratitude doesn't require dramatic gestures. It's often found in the small, everyday moments we might otherwise overlook. One way to cultivate this mindset is through a daily gratitude practice. Before bed, jot down 3 things you're thankful for. Over time, this habit trains your mind to seek out the positive, even in difficult times. Gratitude isn't just a feeling, it's a choice, a way of seeing the world that transforms how we experience it. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you not only find peace within yourself but also inspire those around you to do the same. It's a quiet yet powerful way to live with intention and grace. Marcus Aurelius once reflected, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This idea isn't just about perseverance, it's about patience, the ability to navigate life's delays and uncertainties with calm and composure. Think about it. How often do we find ourselves rushing through tasks, waiting anxiously for results, or growing frustrated when things don't go as planned? Stoicism teaches us that impatience only adds to our stress, while patience allows us to approach challenges with clarity and resilience. Picture this: you've just submitted a job application or taken a test, and now you're waiting for the outcome. The uncertainty can feel overwhelming, but a Stoic would see this as an opportunity to practice patience. Instead of obsessing over the result, they'd focus on what they can control: their mindset, their preparation, and their next steps. This shift in perspective doesn't just reduce anxiety, it empowers you to stay steady even in the face of uncertainty. Consider the last time you felt impatient. Maybe it was in traffic, at work, or in a personal relationship. How might practicing patience have changed the situation? By cultivating patience, you not only improve your own well-being, but also demonstrate a level of self-control that others admire. It's not about passively waiting, but about actively choosing to remain calm and focused. In a world that often values speed over stillness, patience becomes a quiet but powerful way to command respect. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle lies at the heart of adaptability, a skill the Stoics mastered. Life is full of twists and turns, and instead of resisting change, Stoics learn to flow with it, finding opportunity in the unexpected. Think about the last time your plans were suddenly upended. Maybe it was a cancelled meeting, a change in routine, or an unforeseen challenge at work. How did you respond? Did frustration take over, or did you find a way to pivot? A Stoic approach would be to see the situation not as a disruption, but as a chance to practice flexibility. Take a modern example. Imagine you've just started a new fitness routine and your gym closes unexpectedly. Instead of giving up, you adapt. You run outdoors, try home workouts, or explore a yoga class. This kind of adaptability doesn't just help you stay on track, it builds resilience and creativity. Stoics believe that life's uncertainties aren't obstacles, they're invitations to grow. So how do you handle unexpected changes? By embracing them with an open mind, you not only navigate challenges more effectively, but also demonstrate a level of grace and resourcefulness that others admire. Adaptability isn't about passive acceptance, it's about active transformation, turning every shift into a step forward. Seneca once wrote, "When we meet real tragedy in life, we can react in two ways, either by losing hope and falling into self-destructive habits, or by using the challenge to find our inner strength." This idea extends beyond personal trials. It's also about how we respond to struggles of others. Stoics believe that empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person, wasn't just a virtue but a necessity for meaningful connection. Picture this: a friend calls you, overwhelmed by a personal loss. Your first instinct might be to offer advice or try to fix the situation, but a Stoic approach would focus first on listening and validating their emotions. By truly understanding their pain, you create a space where they feel seen and supported. This kind of empathy doesn't just strengthen relationships, it builds trust and mutual respect. Think about your own experiences. When someone truly listened to you in a moment of struggle, how did it feel? Empathy isn't about having all the answers. It's about being present, compassionate, and willing to share in someone's emotional journey. It's a reminder that we're all human, navigating life's ups and downs together. How might practicing empathy deepen your own connections? When you approach others with kindness and understanding, you don't just offer comfort, you foster a bond that goes beyond words. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life." This isn't just a call to live fully, it's a reminder of the importance of decisiveness. Stoics understood that indecision can be paralyzing, draining our energy and delaying progress. When faced with a choice, they don't linger in uncertainty. They weigh their principles, make a decision, and move forward with confidence. Think about a time you've hesitated. Maybe it was choosing between job offers, deciding whether to end a relationship, or even something as simple as picking a place to eat. The longer you deliberate, the more you second-guess yourself. Stoics, however, approach decisions with clarity. They trust their values as a guide, knowing that even if the outcome isn't perfect, the act of choosing is better than stagnation. Imagine you're at a crossroads in your career. One path offers security but little passion, while the other is risky but aligns with your long-term goals. A Stoic would focus on what matters most, their core principles, and take action even if it's uncomfortable. So, what's one decision you've been avoiding? Whether it's big or small, remember that indecision often costs more than the wrong choice. By being decisive, you don't just take control of your life, you also demonstrate a level of confidence and resolve that others respect. In a world full of uncertainty, the ability to choose and act is a quiet but powerful form of leadership. Epictetus once said, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you." This might sound simple, but it's one of the most challenging Stoic practices, letting go of grudges. Holding on to resentment, Stoics believed, is like carrying a heavy weight that only burdens the person holding it. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone's actions or forgetting what happened. It's about releasing the grip that anger and bitterness have on your own mind and heart. Imagine this: a colleague takes credit for your work in a meeting. The initial sting is real, and the urge to hold onto that anger is strong. But dwelling on it doesn't fix the situation, it only saps your energy and peace. A Stoic would choose to forgive, not for the other person's sake, but for their own well-being. This doesn't mean ignoring the issue, it means addressing it calmly and then moving forward without carrying the emotional baggage. So think for a moment, who in your life might you need to forgive? It could be a friend, a family member, or even yourself. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but it's a powerful act of self-liberation. When you let go of resentment, you reclaim your peace and open the door to growth. It's a choice that doesn't just free you, it also reflects a level of emotional maturity that commands respect. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is also steady, firm, and unwavering." This isn't just about courage, it's about moral consistency, a hallmark of Stoic philosophy. For Stoics, staying true to your values isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice of aligning your actions with your principles, no matter the circumstances. Consider this: you're in a situation where standing up for your beliefs might cost you something, whether it's a promotion at work, a position in a social group, or even a personal relationship. It could be as simple as speaking up when you witness an injustice or choosing to stay silent when gossip begins. A Stoic wouldn't weigh the consequences and then decide. They would act in a way that reflects their core values regardless of the outcome. This kind of integrity builds a quiet strength that others notice and respect. Take a moment to reflect: are your actions consistently in line with your deepest beliefs? It's not about perfection, but about intention, about making choices that honor who you are and what you stand for. When you live by your values, you don't just earn respect, you inspire those around you to do the same. It's a reminder that true character isn't shaped in moments of ease, but in moments of challenge. By staying rooted in what matters most, you create a life of purpose and authenticity that leaves a lasting impact. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, once reflected, "The fire that burns within us can forge a shield against the world." This idea of resilience, the ability to endure hardship without losing sight of purpose, is central to Stoicism. But resilience isn't just a personal virtue, it's a source of inspiration for others. When you face challenges with strength and determination, you don't just overcome them, you show those around you what's possible. Take the story of Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism. After losing everything in a shipwreck, he didn't wallow in despair. Instead, he turned his misfortune into an opportunity, studying philosophy in Athens and eventually developing the principles of Stoicism. His resilience didn't just transform his own life, it laid the foundation for a philosophy that continues to inspire millions. Resilience has a ripple effect. When you handle setbacks with grace, you encourage others to do the same. Think about your own struggles. How might your response to adversity influence someone watching? Whether it's staying calm under pressure, bouncing back from failure, or simply refusing to give up, your resilience can be a beacon of hope for others. It's a reminder that challenges, no matter how daunting, are part of the journey, and that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. When you embody resilience, you don't just inspire admiration, you ignite the spark of possibility in those around you. Throughout history, the quiet strength of Stoic principles has stood the test of time, offering a blueprint for how to live with dignity, purpose, and respect. Today, we've explored 22 Stoic practices, each one a stepping stone to a more grounded, intentional, and influential life. From maintaining composure in the face of chaos to leading by example, from embracing humility to practicing patience, these timeless tools remind us that respect isn't earned through grand gestures but through consistent, principled action. At their core, these practices teach us to focus on what we can control, to act with integrity, and to approach life's challenges with resilience and grace. They show us that true respect comes not from seeking approval, but from embodying the values we admire most, values like humility, courage, and fairness. As Epictetus wisely said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is the essence of Stoic wisdom, aligning your actions with your highest ideals, one deliberate step at a time. So, as you move forward, consider how these practices can shape your own journey. Which one resonates with you most? How might it transform the way you navigate relationships, work, and life's inevitable uncertainties? The beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality. It's not just a philosophy to ponder, but a way of life to live. If this exploration has inspired you, take the next step. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one Stoic practice you'd like to focus on? And if you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe for more insights on living with wisdom and purpose. Together, let's embrace the timeless lessons of Stoicism and create lives that not only command respect but also leave a lasting, positive impact.